Thank you, Dean Crespi. I'm not sure all of you heard earlier in the evening, Mike was calling us to dinner with the line, "Winter is coming." Did I get that right, Mike? So winter is coming tonight, and just for the record, I'm going home to California tomorrow. The CBA Roundtable was established really to strengthen ties between the business community and the college. We're fortunate to have really a fantastic group of members who have significant business experience, knowledge, and accomplishments, fantastic accomplishments in the world of business. But beyond that, I'm most impressed with their commitment to giving back to CMU and the College of Business. Now, we're fortunate tonight in that I think we have a few of them here, so I'd like to introduce them. And if you could stand and be recognized when I read your name. So first, 1994 graduate, Tim Magnuson. So Tim is a new member of our roundtable. We also have 1975 graduate Bruce Marble. So Bruce, where are you? And we're hoping to have, I'm not sure if he is still here, but 1977 graduate Ira Kreft. Is Ira here? I don't see him. He's trying to beat that snowstorm, I think. Now, one of the tasks that we really look forward to as a roundtable every year is the opportunity to review and evaluate the many nominations that come in for the Hall of Fame for that year's class. Our charge is to identify one alumni nominee and one faculty nominee, and of course that's what we've done here for this year. Now, while there were, as you can imagine, many worthy nominations for the 2015 class, in the end, there was a unanimous decision that was forwarded for the two names that we're here to honor today. And I have the personal honor of introducing our first nominee. This evening's first inductee is Mr. Michael F. O'Donnell. Mike is our 2015 alumni honoree. Mike embarked on a storied career after graduating from CMU with a bachelor's degree in accounting in 1970. He joined Arthur Andersen, became partner after a short 10 years, and was then named the head of the company's world oil and gas industry practice. In 2002, he co-founded Protiviti, a firm that exclusively deals with risk consulting and internal audit. During his tenure, the company grew from 500 employees and $17 million in revenue to more than 800 employees and $600 million in annual revenue. Currently, Mike serves as chairman of the board for Unitech Global Services. Unitech connects the wired and wireless worlds by delivering innovative technologies with fully integrated solutions. Now, even though Mike and I had 1 year of overlap here at CMU, he's the older one, by the way, my first opportunity to meet Mike was really a couple years ago at the New Venture competition here on campus where we were both judges. And I have to say, I can really remember my first exposure to Mike, his really kind of penetrating questions to some of the competitors, his thoughtful insights, demonstrated to me his significant business acumen and experience. Details of his dedication to CMU and the story of his career are chronicled in this video testimonial that we have queued up. So let's take a look at the video.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike, on your award. Love ya.
Love you too, Aunt Francie.
Congratulations, Mike.
Congratulations, MOD. Way to go.
Mike, congratulations. We love you.
We love you, Uncle Mike. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike.
Hi, Mike. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. You've earned every bit of it.
Congratulations, Mike. We love you. Wish we could be there. Have a great time tonight.
Go Chips.
Congratulations to my brother-in-law, Michael O'Donnell.
Congratulations, bro.
Congratulations, Mike. Love you.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike, from the Shapregis.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike.
And Ava, say hi.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike.
Congratulations, Mike, on being honored by Central Michigan University. You're very deserving of this honor. They don't realize how much you've carried the flag for Central Michigan and its colors to all four corners of the world. You've always had that in your background and have shared it with others. But most of all, you're being recognized for your business leadership, the great partner you've been, and the mentor and friend that you've been.
Mike, I'm here with our entire executive team, and we all want to wish you congratulations on your well-deserved recognition at Central Michigan. Congratulations, Mike. Go Chippewas.
3 words to describe Mike O'Donnell.
High roller. Genuine. Vodka with lemon.
The Situation Room. A great mentor.
Persistent, smart, twinkly.
What 3 words? Oh, wow. Confident, happy, and committed.
Good sense of humor, good judgment, diligence.
When you're with Mike, what you see is what you get. He is honest, open, straightforward when he gives you an opinion, and there's no hidden agenda with that guy whatsoever.
I worked 5-6 years with Mike, and it was always great. Mike did everything big. Everything he had, whether it was a meal for breakfast or whether it was an event or whether it was an activity, it had to be big, and he always inspired me to do that.
He is an incredibly smart individual, and that's very apparent from the first time you have a conversation with him. He knows his field, he knows the world, his worldview is large. But it's also pretty clear when you are working with Mike on a project or an initiative that he is extremely persistent, he is dogged, he's determined, and I think that's obviously a characteristic that has led to his success.
Well, I've known Mike since he was recruited by Arthur Andersen. Mike was a person that you could just tell that he was ready. And so he was a very quick start at Arthur Andersen. Mike became known as a guy who went above and beyond for his clients. When things got hot in Texas, the oil boom, they put out the call for people to transfer to Texas. And Mike, who is a guy who always sees a challenge as an opportunity, immediately volunteered to move to Texas. And he very quickly became one of the key people in the oil and gas industry.
Mike and I serve on the development board together and have for many years. That's how I've come to know him. I've had the opportunity to work with him on committees. He not only gladly accepts responsibility, he seeks it. We recently had a major project trying to realign the committees to make sure that they were in line with the needs of the university. And Mike took it upon himself to basically do the whole thing, pulled everyone on the development board.
Mike did an excellent job reorganizing the committee structure that we had, presented that to the group to make us more efficient and better to enhance the university.
He's diligent, he follows up. Every positive adjective I can think of applies to Mike.
He has a tendency to really come up with some very creative ideas. At least that's been my experience in working with him on the board. And he does so in such a easy, non-threatening way.
When you see that twinkle in Mike's eye, it means he's got a great idea and you better like this idea because you're going to be doing it.
Mike gave to everybody that he worked with. He gave a lot to me. He demonstrated that, and he lived the example that he wanted us to be.
One thing in light of his success that he has done is he's not forgotten his roots. And he continues to give back to the College of Business Administration and to the university, not only financially, but also with his time, his interest, and his energy.
When we started Protiviti, you and I worked real closely in getting Atlanta up and running. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the leadership and the guidance you provided. It meant a lot to me and it meant a lot to my career, so thank you very much.
Hi Mike, it's Carol Ramo. How are you? Mwah. You're missed here at Protivity. My fondest memory of you is that I was the only woman in a room full of men on the IT leadership team, and you treated me like a daughter, and I very much appreciated that.
We can't think of anybody more deserving of this honor, and we recognize also Francie and Megan. We know they are equally deserving of participating in this award.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Mike O'Donnell.
When I grow up, I also want to be like Mike.
Papa.
So looking back on my life experiences, it's a lot like looking at chapters in a book. Every chapter has taught me some valuable lesson. Some of those have been a little painful. Some have been very costly. But my life is ever richer for it today.
Please join me in welcoming 2015 Hall of Famer Mike O'Donnell.
Wow. That was certainly beyond anything I had expected. You may have seen a picture of my mother and father up there. If they'd been here, I'm not sure they'd recognize who you all talking about, but that was awfully nice. There's a couple people I know. Al Cambridge was up here, and Al, thanks for the kind words, but we go back a long way. And he was an inductee last year. I'd like to extend my best wishes and gratitude to Al for everything he's ever done, and been a great mentor and a great friend and a great partner over the years. So another individual I'd like to call out is Gary Collins. Gary is sitting over here. You probably don't know, but Gary's a pretty distinguished alum too. He was Greek of the Year in 1968. Worst part about that, well, I shouldn't say the worst part about that, but we had Francie and I had the good fortune of spending some time with him in France recently. And he's regaling us with what Greek of the Year entails, and community service, giving back, a few things like that. And my wife goes, "Oh, what fraternity were you in?" He said, "I was a teak." And she goes, "I'm not buying that." She lived next door to the teak house, so not sure that went over. But anyway, when I got the call about this, I told my wife, I said, "You know, this is really quite an honor. I'm really surprised." And she goes, "Well, how do you feel?" And I said, "Well, I'm honored and I'm humbled." And she goes, "Wait a minute, I can buy the honored part." But when I looked at the requirements for this around extraordinary leadership, significant success, and being a graduate, I knew I covered at least one of those. So, and I guess that was enough to get over the finish line. But I actually started at Central, and my dad always wanted me to be a doctor, so I was gonna take the quote-unquote pre-med curriculum here. And everything was fine, except I get in the biology class, and there was something about the bees and the tulips and how they made daisies, and that didn't go over very good. So I decided I had to make a change, and that's when I went into the business school and I took an accounting class. And there was a grad assistant there by the name of Jerry Woodcock, and I really don't know whatever happened to him, but he did turn me on to the School of Business and the School of Accounting, and lo and behold, you know, I made it through there, and I'm happy to say I graduated in the top 80% of my class. So anyway, I said, you know, you ought to have some comments. Somebody's going to interview you about your success, and I had to think about that a little bit. And I remember a quote from Dwight Eisenhower, and Ike said, you know, success is not a destination, success is a journey. And so I thought about my journey and, you know, how do I express that to people who ask me about it? And I recall one day in the office, one of the gals that worked for me came in and said, you know, I need to take a 5-month leave of absence. And I said, well, okay, what is it you're going to do? And she said, well, I'm going to go to Africa for 5 months, and I'm going to teach some of the widows over there how to be entrepreneurs in order to raise their family and so forth. And I looked at her and I said, you know, that's really cool. Of course you can go. I said, you know, it really bothers me because I can't say I've got anything like that. And she looked at me and she said, are you nuts? She goes, you've established hundreds, if not thousands of jobs and given livelihoods to many, many people over the years. And she said, that's a success. And so I thought about that a little bit. And I thought, you know, well, what kind of things did I do on my journey? There were a couple people in this video up here. There's one gentleman, Jack. Jack was probably his early 70s when I was starting Protiviti, the company, and I was looking for a jack of all trades that wanted to work part-time. And I thought, and he came to me and he said, you know, how about me? And I said, gee, Jack, you know, we're friends. It's kind of a hard thing. That guy's still there 15 years later. He's into his 80s. And I've had people at my club there tell me he saved his life. The guy had nothing going on. And so it was really part of the success that I think I had. And I could tell a number of stories. I've had an executive assistant who decided she wanted to try to help put a customer relationship management system in place. Today she travels all over the world. And they weren't all people at that level. I started an advisory board, and I got a call and said, would you interview this guy? I said, sure. I said, but he doesn't look like he's got the background I want. He said, well, just interview him. So I go through the interview, and he says to me, I really need this job. I really, really need this job. I look at him and I say, now wait a minute. Been the mayor of a major city, been the governor of a state, you've been a U.S. senator, and you've been at the cabinet level secretary, and you really need this job? He said, yeah, I've been in government my entire life. I got nothing to do now. So he's been with us now for 8 years, and he's doing a fabulous job. So I like to think that there's been things that I've done that have made other people successful, that have helped them move forward. And I relish in that success. It's too easy to talk about the material things, and I'm not going to talk about any of those material things. But as I think back about it, you know, organizations are pretty much like monkeys in a tree. You sit up on top and you look down and it's all smiles. When you're on the bottom looking up, it's a totally different view. So my philosophy has always been that people want to know you care before they care what you know. And that's the way I've tried to live my business career. So I won't go on, probably overextended myself a little bit, but no evening's really complete without recognizing the leadership of this university and in George Ross. George, thank you for your leadership. And I think everybody should recognize that he got great support with his wife, Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, we appreciate what you do. You probably don't know how much support she really, really gives George in his efforts in the leadership of the university. I've got a little picture here that I'd like to share with you. You probably didn't realize I took that picture. So Elizabeth is helping put George back together. He had a little accident at the Michigan State football game, but I thought we all should recognize the support that Elizabeth gives George here. So that one will go in the archives, I'm sure. But in all seriousness, thank you very much, everybody, for your support, for your recognition. I'm honored to be here tonight, but I'm more honored to be able to support the university. We talked about, somebody mentioned the university's 124 years old. My grandmother graduated from Central Normal, but probably in those first 25 years. But one of the greatest accomplishments for me at Central Michigan University was meeting my wife, and Francie over there, and together we have a wonderful daughter, an outstanding son-in-law, and 2 great sons. And so let me just say thank you very much, and I appreciate everything. Thank you.